Hey folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I'm the Mysterious JG. You know, in part 1 of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, they really didn't do a whole hell of a lot to explain what's going on for those of you who aren't already familiar with the stories of Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and Metal Gear Solid 3, Guns of the Patriots. So, to help you out, at least a little, they're both set in kind of a near future quasi-dystopia. Well, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, certainly by that game, it's like, private military organizations are kind of like running roughshod, and there's war everywhere all the time, and it's because of a group of evil artificial intelligences that are running a kind of war economy. And, Kojima was probably trying to make some kind of broader point about war as an industry, and that's certainly an interesting topic to think about. But at the end of the game, the evil AIs were destroyed, and the fact that they kind of were manipulating the world and turning it into a place of war, constant war, they were defeated, and it seemed like things might get better. And yet, we see that these private militias would still exist, and as this game begins, Raiden, one of the heroes of Metal Gear Solid 4, who, during Metal Gear Solid 4, we learned that between Metal Gear Solid 2, where he's kind of a human being who's got some weird enhancements going on, he doesn't even have his own blood. He's got like weird nanomachine blood, and when is he going to get his own blood back? But somewhere between Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 4, he gets really turned into a cyborg ninja. And in this game, he's just like living the cyborg ninja lifestyle. And he's apparently working for a private security company, helping to bring peace and stability to an African nation, riding around in a suit, wearing shades, looking cool with the prime minister of an African country where things are really improving and just getting better. And it's a real good, feel-good story until a group of evil cyborgs led by a white guy with hair and a grin, and another white guy who's bald and likes to cut everybody's heads off. Those guys have shown up, and the bad news. And they also seem to have a Metal Gear Ray at their disposal. But this is cooler than regular Metal Gear Ray because it's black and red and shoots fire. And presumably, shits lightning and sneezes grenades, and I bet it's got really rockin' sound theme music that's going to play too. So let's see about this thing. See if Raiden can deal with this. Raiden's got to be thinking like, man, I beat like 20 of you guys in Metal Gear Solid 2.
What? They have a Metal Gear?
A gear?
Raiden, take out that UMG and get at me. Catch that missile before it blows.
This is rather different from some Metal Gear games we've...
Use your ninja run to deflect those shots.
Did I take damage?
Mode to damage his armor.
I'm not sure if I took damage or if that was left over from something else. Because Lord knows I've beat these things using very different tactics in the previous game, but in this game you run up to them and slice them. I'm trying to hit the one whose armor hasn't already been knocked off, because I feel like I gotta knock the armor off all the legs, and then I'll get another plot event thing. Maybe not, I'm just attacking the one that's already been hit and it's still doing damage. Spazzing out on buttons is usually the key. Do enough damage to something and you trigger a scene like that. Now I would assume that opportunities to hit the head will pop up. Oh, here in the form of cinematic. So I just did enough damage to get this to happen. So, yeah, if you could do this against the Metal Gears at the end of... it would have been a very different game if this was a thing that you could do at the end of Metal Gear Solid 2. Yeah, I mean, I got it to no hit points left, so there must be some kind of cinematic that I haven't unlocked. Oh, oops, quick time event. Alright. Well, I'll just keep getting chances to do it until I do it right. But yeah, this game does like its quick time events. Awesome music if you are like 10 years old. By the way, this is a little silly. I mean, maybe it's just me that thinks this is a little silly, but you want to talk about making the player feel pretty powerful. The game does manage to do that.
Very good. But do not rest easy.
Razonyikov, Natasha. Oh, I see. I got combat rank A, but it goes up to S. So, oh, but it's only
He's on the other
time.
side of that collapsed building. Go.
Don't bother searching around. There's no hidden packages in this game. Just go. You're wasting time. You'll only get A rank now.
Careful, Raiden. Keep that up and the whole building could collapse. Look for another way.
I just chopped down a lamp. Is that really, Alright, here we go. Thanks to my ninja run. I think there is hidden stuff around here I should be looking for. Shit. I need to consider playing this with a, fact.
Use your ninja run to move over obstacles automatically.
By the way, I'm going to completely break your immersion here. Sorry.
Do not let him out of your sight. You must catch him.
Do not stop to look for hidden stuff. Well, wait, what was that? What was I supposed to do there? I'm using the... Oh, I'm supposed to slice through it. Well, apparently I didn't lose him, even though it really seems like I should have there. But you can find hidden VR missions and shit for that. Okay, you gotta slide underneath it. I'm not doing it at all. Shit. Apparently I'm not knowing how to avoid this at all. So I will not get a good score here, but we will get awesome music.
Use blade mode to take down those hand missiles.
How was I supposed to avoid that? I'm sure there was a way. It's an early game boss, I mean. Oh, I'm gonna destroy this thing that I didn't even notice had been attacking me before. Yeah. Presumably I've already done enough damage, and anything from here on is just gravy. Game tends to throw power-ups at you and this.
Finish that
What
bastard
the hell was that? Okay, I'm jumping from missile to missile now because, of course, I am. At this point, stop firing the missiles, Metal Gear. I mean, it's not going your way. At any moment, a quick time event could pop up. I can never relax. So I hope that looked cool, but it didn't actually do optimal on that at all. I should have been able to avoid several places where I took damage. This is a cinematic. I'm not supposed to be able to avoid this. And I don't believe there's skill involved with this. I think if I stop hitting the ninja run button, I would probably die. Otherwise, no, this is all cinematic. I mean, it's fun. I respect the fact that they didn't like go halfway with their ninja robot game. How many times are you going to do this badass I just one pose right, and it keeps coming back to bite you? And once again, I got an A, not an S. I don't know how much better I could have done that, or that I could have... Maybe you just always get A, but I'm pretty sure you can get S rank on anything. None of those things just happen fast enough, I guess. He's jolly. You have to like a jolly fat man, right? Right after grow fat, you know? Unless you're Mr. Helican, you can never beat him. Oh, that's for both.
A bunch of choppers are in my way. I'm talking like Solid Snake. Why would I do that in a Metal Gear game?
Oh, wow, man, he must be really hitting, and he must really be holding down the R trigger the way he's running like that.
He's headed for the front of the train. After him.
But there might be cool stuff in here.
Or maybe that doesn't get introduced till after the tutorial, but there's definitely, like,
Right.
hidden...
An unidentified field roader is headed your way. Keep an eye out for it.
Oh, let's see, I could have sworn there was one there. Maybe it doesn't start till after these missions, but there's definitely little collectibles you can get that give you access to bonus VR missions, because eventually completing VR missions is a thing we can do too. Oh. 2 bosses at once. This should be easy. It's like a Neo optional mission.
Late, hero.
Huey.
I won't be needing my little shield here any longer.
But he's still useful to you.
Stop!
Hammer time. I mean, blade time. Ugh.
What about all the good things war has done for us? Why don't we ever hear speeches about that?
You actually do hear quite a few of those.
Technology, a common purpose.
You hear a lot of speeches about that.
Raiden, forget me. Stop him.
From killing me, who you should not forget.
You ain't listening.
Mind if I cut in?
I'd prefer you leave this alone.
Oh, you're saying. Give war a chance!
That's a cute line and all, but... Okay, I thought he was still useful to you. What happened to that? Was his usefulness in luring Raiden to a train? Well, I guess Mike Pence is taking over. Oh, man. Mike Pence just takes over any country whose president dies. That's how it works. And that joke is evergreen. Like, you know, in 2030, Mike Pence will still be the next in line. Oh, let's move up a little higher, camera. It'll get really exciting.
These is all yours, Sam.
Play again. You played it for her, you can play it for me.
Let's go.
Ikuzo, Mamazaha. Now this is an interesting one, because I believe you can't win this fight, but they don't really set it up so that you should feel that way.
Don't be shy.
I was looking to make sure there's nothing that I missed here. But I'm trying to parry him.
Self-taught. And not half bad.
Well, actually, kind of all bad. Yeah, this is entirely a plot battle, so it kind of doesn't matter, but
Your technique lacks something.
perhaps the ability to hit me.
Mightier than the pen after all.
I'm either not fast enough or you're not meant to parry him. Yeah, I think I was supposed to be able to do better than that, but it is a plot one.
You deny your weapon its purpose.
To kill everybody.
There's gonna be some crap where all these, like, sword fighters have really, like, lofty speeches they give about fighting.
Bathe in the blood of your enemies, but you hold it back.
What a jerk.
No. My sword is a tool of justice.
Speaking of tools. Yeah, my reaction is about the same, Sam. Better at parrying in the cinematics than I am when playing the actual game. Oh, well. Now I can become a drummer for Def Leppard. It's gonna be hard to win the game if we only have one arm. Yeah, that's true, because that is a recurring issue for Raiden.
Raiden, are you all right? You're almost clear of the tunnel. Just hang on.
Did you want to practice first?
I was trying to jump. Maybe that wasn't the time.
This is what happens when you bring a tool to a sword fight.
You're a tool.
It's over.
But the exit of the tunnel is only painted on. Or the tunnel is only painted on solid rock or something.
Lucky devil.
I'm not allowed to kill anyone in sunlight. Maybe if he'd said Lucky Devil after this, it would have made sense. But anyway. Yeah. Very cute. But no, this, that's your... one of your codec buddies there. Who will be your codec buddy for most of the game, but he doesn't really show up in person that much. Oh well, time for me to join the guy who killed the Prime Minister for no real reason. I appreciate that they're not giving up on killing this guy, even if we know it's not going to work.
Flash!
Woo, that's not better.
Everybody wants to know one thing. What's called? Oh, I love that platinum blonde hair, Rodden. Woo! But yeah, what's causing my
Blow up the mountain at least. I can at least do that. Oh, what the hell? He has red blood? That's not the Raiden I know. Raiden's having a crappy day. Now looting. Raiden being a failure. So I don't know that you get to go back and replay these things, unfortunately, because BP is going to be kind of important. And, you know, as I found out when I played the Ninja Gaiden Sigma for the PS3, even when a game gives you the ability to go farm these points, like this, there is going to be a point in this game where I can go to an area and keep respawning the enemy and farm lots of points for them. And I did the same thing in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. And it really pissed one guy in the comments section off. I did it off screen, but this guy just got really mad that I went in and bought like healing items and stockpiled healing items and upgrades, and was like, if you were any kind of real player, you wouldn't have to do that. Well, guess what? I'm not a real player. Because you can get anywhere from, I think, C and B, or I think C is the lowest rank, but you can get a B, an A, or an S. And I only got A, and it's on the easiest, simplest missions in the game. So I will definitely be farming if I get any opportunities for bonus BP, because I'm going to need it. And one of the things that I'm slightly annoyed that I don't have my old save is that I had a bunch of BP saved up. But at least this way, if there was a New Game Plus, and I'm not sure there was, I won't be starting out OP. But hopefully I will eventually get to a point where I can afford to buy the upgrades as soon as they're available, because I'm going to need it. I'm not that great at these games. 4,000 boop. We use that to buy upgrades for health meter, for the other meter, which I don't even remember what it does, for weapon damage, and also to buy new weapons and to buy attacks. So, yeah, you need BP for quite a few things. And you get mid-mission shopping. 3 weeks later, Raiden had grown back his arm. Yeah, it's another Metal Gear Ray, nice. Oh no, it's the black. We're the X-Men now. We've got the Blackbird. Right, and this is you'll be inserted in this mission.
So far, so good. I've got a clean visual.
I hope you got some loot.
A direct feed to your optic nerve. Yes, I should hope so, huh?
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, how does it feel? To fly like a bird?
Feels like birdie
Strapped to a remote control rocket.
in my pocket.
We will get you in safely, Tovarich.
Tovarich,
Just
Commander.
relax and enjoy the ride.
Right.
Can you hear me, Raiden?
Doctor.
Can you feel me near you?
Remember the 2 procedures to maintain your new body.
You need
1,
plenty of white blood.
seizing nano repair units from your foes. And 2,
Absorbing their electrolytes. I got it.
It's like Gatorade.
enemy
close to their
cyborgs will
veins.
provide plenty of MCFC electrolytes once you slice them open and extract their fluids.
They're terrorists. I was planning on that anyway.
I'm a freaking vampire.
And their left hands, if you please.
Excuse me?
Their combat data stored on holographic memory, typically located in the left hand. That data is very valuable.
The impure hand.
I
Yeah, unclean hand.
am authorized to offer you upgrades and services in exchange for it.
Authorized by who?
How generous.
Ich liebe Kapitalismus. Had the war come down a few years earlier, I would have a Nobel Prize on my shelf.
There, I see land.
Oh, but it's not the right land. Where the hell am I going anyway?
Closing. No activity
Mites.
at the airbase. Looks like we don't need to worry about interceptors.
We do have to worry about, and this is the first time we'll see it, the stupid, stupid recurring gag that I almost spill my coffee. By the way, we're going to meet all of our Kodak team now. Our Kodak team is Russian guy, German guy, black guy, and booby lady.
Great. Then we have time for a quick briefing.
I know you miss me, Kev, but I've been all over the materials.
That's what you said before Montenegro. Look, just humor me, buddy.
Oh, Montenegro,
Objectives,
we
of
were right
course,
before.
are
I thought that was in
enter Abkhazia,
Europe.
neutralize the terrorists, and restore the rightful government, or what's left of it anyway. The president and most of the cabinet have been killed, and a military junta's been established.
The terrorists brain-jacked all the high-ranking officers, and their cyborgs scattered the rank and file.
Brain-jacked
The few
them?
leaders who have survived have no way of openly opposing the new regime.
Thanks to the brain-jacking.
That's why they called us.
Andrei Dolzaev, leader of the occupation forces, an extremist linked to both the St. Petersburg massacre of 2015 and
I don't remember when this game came out, but it was before 2015.
last year's terror spree in Georgia.
Got Georgia on my mind. So presumably this is the Russian Georgia, but who knows for sure.
And his arms supplier, none other than Desperado Enforcement, LLC.
You better come to your senses. I guess it's amusing that
We won't
he's
stop them here.
touching
They
their
could
shoulders.
destabilize the entire region. But our more immediate problem is Jetstream Sam. I believe you've met.
The only problem I see is that nickname.
It's gotta go. It
I've got my
sucks.
enhancements this time. He won't be an issue.
Yeah,
He may
whatever.
not even be in country, but keep an eye out just in...
He can kill from a distance even with that sword.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Insertion.
Tell that to Rose. Somewhere, not part of this game, Rose is flailing her arms around like an octopus flailing its tentacles and talking about someone's psychic age. Sadly, we won't be seeing it in this LP. That's my Terminator entrance pose. I had to make water instead of, like, future lightning, but otherwise, pretty much the same. What do you think, guys? Yeah, this game is convinced it's really cool, and it is pretty fun. So we're gonna, he had, like, weirdo robo-eye anyway. Why does he need the eye patch? Whatever.
Raiden, you landed safely, duh? First, head inland. The waypoint is marked on your Soliton radar. Contact us on Codec if you have questions.
Duh. Sure thing, Tovarich. Alright, so... I would like to see... Ah, here we go. The explosions are drowning out the voices a bit, so I'm going to try this out. But I don't think, unfortunately, that I get to, don't think I get to redo any of the stuff, which is kind of annoying. They think that if they're going to constantly grade you and reward you different points, that they would give you the chance to go back and replay stuff, but that's not really how this game works. So we are going to call it a video here because we kind of finished one act and we're ready for the next act. I need to actually find some kind of walkthrough to just determine whether or not I've already missed anything, because the game does give you the option to find hidden items. Most of the time, sometimes they're just like, you know, a health pack and stuff, but other times the game has VR missions that will be introduced later, and if you have to find like kind of the hidden package that unlocks each one. And doing the VR missions doesn't do much for you, except it just makes it feel like more of a completionist run. So I'm vaguely interested in finding those. I'm not really convinced that I care about finding them all, but it is what it is. It would at least be nice to know if I've already missed some. That might, if I already know that I missed some, I might be like, fuck it, I'll just, whatever VR missions I find, I'll find. But anyway, we're calling it a video now. When we come back next time, I am not sure if we are in the same country. They definitely said that Jetstream Sam is the guy who killed Nabari, or whatever his name is. And we're definitely fighting Desperado LLC, who have worked with some kind of military junta to overthrow the legitimate government of a country. I'm not 100% sure on whether we're in the same country that we were in before. Maybe we'll find out next time. Maybe we won't. But the story will really start to unpack a bit once we get the ability to do codec calls, which I believe will be introduced shortly, because this is very much a game that has a bunch of optional codec calls that you can do to find out what's going on, but they don't make you do them. And, you know, that's actually, in my opinion, pretty good design. You can dive into the story of what's going on in the game, or you can just go around hacking up monsters, cyborgs primarily. You can kind of play it the way you want to, and I gotta say, I don't object. Now later there'll be some really ham-fisted attempts to insert stealth mechanics, which I guess they felt obligated to because it's a Metal Gear game. But we'll deal with those when we get to them. See you guys later.